Okay, if you have watched some of the other videos, we are now to the point where we have replaced this bottom bracket, which is a cup and cone style model, and now we have our cranks on the shaft and can spin this smoothly. And what we're going to do is reattach the chain. Now, this chain was fixed, it didn't have a master lock, and one of the things that people said when I was there was it might be good to replace it because it has some rust on it. So, chain wasn't too expensive. I'm sure this could have been used a little bit longer, but I wanted a learning experience on top of it. So I picked up this cool yellow chain. And in order to make this work, one of the things he said was just to lay it out to the size of the existing chain, and then use a chain removal tool to cut off the excess. And one thing I didn't like about the old setup was that the chain was extremely tight and it made it a little difficult to work with. So I just wanted it to be a notch bigger so that I could figure out how to work with it. This is the excess piece. So I'm going to show you how the tool works so that you can see how I was able to get to this point. And then from here, we're going to be learning together. So let me grab the chain tool, which I had set over here. This was the tool. It was a $10 tool. Seems like a good investment if you're going to be someone who wants to mess with bikes at all. As you can see here, it has this little crank that pushes a rod up and down here. And you have an inside and an outside there. And when you want to remove a piece, you just lay this chain across the piece you want to remove. And there's this little rod that goes through there, and you just tighten this guy to the point of putting pressure on that rod, and he ends up just pushing that right through. So I'm not going to do that because I have no idea whether or not I'm going to need any of this spare piece, but that's how this piece works. Now that we also have this piece, it was provided with a master locking mechanism here. So we're going to learn how to do this as well. So now that I have these two pieces here, the master lock is going to need to go. See, I have this being, I'm going to call this the male side and the female side. It looks like I'm actually going to need this to act as the outer piece. So I'm going to need to remove this one little piece here. It's still going to be the size I want, but so we get to watch this in action anyway. So I'm going to put this guy in here, start to put pressure against this piece right there. Just keep, there we go. And then just start turning until you can start pushing that guy through. You can see the rod is coming out here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but I can. And it said that you should feel a little tight. Yeah, there it goes. You can see it popped. So we're going to undo that. I went a little bit too far if you're trying to keep it all together, but that's okay because I have plenty of extra chain if needed. Cool. So now I have these two male ends, and I believe now the master lock is just going to be able to fit on this outer piece here. Go to both sides and just clip right in place, which we'll have to see how we can make that happen. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go ahead and slip this through. Wrap this around the back here. Wrap this around the main frame. These guys meet, and it's pretty loose. So again, I'm going to have to slide sorry to reach across the frame there. Slide this back. Now, I don't know about you, but with where this is, that seems like it's going to be a little too loose. And clearly it's going to work, but I don't like how much of this frame is exposed. So I'm going to pop off one more piece. Because, why not? Now I need to go down to the other male slot here So it looks like it's going to end up being the same size as it was before. Oh well. With this one has a master lock, so it shouldn't be as bad. And he's been popped out. So we'll back this out now. Take the chain off. If you've done it right, you should be able to kind of tilt it, but it looks like I still need to push it a little further. So that just tells you I didn't, quote unquote, do it right. Give it a couple more cranks. There we go. See how that one looks. There we are. Let me take this piece, meet the bike up, and that's okay. Now that I have a master lock, I think that's going to look pretty good. So you can see that's spinning pretty nicely. Excellent. It's too bad the master lock piece isn't yellow also, and it is what it is. Now to get this guy on there, I'm going to take some guessing, or I can pull open this little booklet here, see what it says, and I can tell you what it says. Watching another person read directions. Snap on. What tool? Let's read it in Japanese, right? Oh, and just bend the chain slightly inwards until it snaps in place. Okay. Sounds easy, right? Just bend it in place. Okay. Bend it slightly inward. There he goes. It was about as easy as it said it was. So, clearly have some brakes to fix, but there we go. Now I can tighten this guy down and align the wheel, and it's going to be much better. So that was watching someone figure out for the first time how to replace a chain. Hopefully that was helpful to you. If not, it may have just at least been entertaining. So have a good day. Thanks for watching.